Hi Flosstube, I'm Annie and I'm the Proper Stitcher, and welcome to episode number 23. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. This is going to be a very fun episode. I have some exciting news to share with all of you. We have reached 5,000 subscribers. And I am just thrilled that you all are still with me on this journey. And I am just having so much fun getting to know you all, getting to share my projects with you, and hopefully inspiring you to finish some of your own projects. So this episode, I have quite a bit of giveaways. And what I've decided to do is break it up over the entire episode. So we'll take a break from some of the things I'm discussing and we'll go into some giveaways, and then we'll go back into our discussion, and then we'll do some giveaways. That'll keep us from having to sit through 15 giveaways at the end of this episode. You heard that right. I have 15 fabulous giveaways for you all today. So stick around, grab your tea, your coffee, your cross stitch, and pen and paper, because you'll want to take notes on some of these items that you may want to enter to win. And let's just get right into it. I am so glad that I am feeling better. Thank you so much for your patience last week. I usually film on a Thursday. I could not film last Thursday because of a migraine. And so many of you sent me so many wonderful well wishes and home remedies for migraines, and just words of sympathy, because you know what it's like to have migraines. I still was not feeling myself when I recorded on Saturday, but we got through it. It wasn't my best video, but we got through it, and I'm back to normal. So thank you so much for being patient with me. I did film a special edition yesterday of my Quaker Christmas stitch along that I am doing with Artie and the Vintage Stitcher, who is the Vintage Stitcher. I film on the 25th to give you all a little Quaker Christmas update, and I started sharing some Quaker sampler history that I have researched. So check out that video. It's Flosstube number 22. So let's get into today's video, today's episode. So the first thing I want to do is give you some Flosstube shout outs. I have been forgetting to do that the last few weeks, only because I have not been following my notes, and I am bad about looking down at my notes, and I always write down what and who I want to discuss, but the last few weeks by the end of the video, I completely forgot or overlooked it on my notes. So I want to put those Flosstube shout outs at the beginning. I think that it's very important for us to support each other in the Flosstube community. There are so many wonderful Flosstubers out there, and there are so many new Flosstubers. And in my previous videos, I link those Flosstubes below that I reference in my show, and I will do the same today. But one that she's not a new Flosstuber, but she is a wonderful Flosstuber. Her name is Nicola, and her Flosstube is called Bumble Stitches. And I have watched her for just a few months. I guess she's new to me. I found her a few months ago, and she lives in the UK, and she is just a delight to watch. She has beautiful stitching, wonderful projects that she works on, and she stitches a lot of the same things that I enjoy stitching. And I did mean to mention her last week, but what's funny is I filmed on Saturday and she filmed last Saturday. And I shared with you all this Lily Violet, practically perfect in every way, Mary Poppins pattern. And coincidentally, the day that I recorded and shared a haul pattern that I got in the mail, Nicola had posted a video. She had just completed this design. So go and check out her last Flosstube. I'll link it below. She has the most unique and just beautiful finish on this. She finished it in a 12-inch hoop. And so she modified the pattern to fit within that hoop. And it is just absolutely darling, and I love it, and I love everything Mary Poppins, but I just love to see when somebody shares that kind of inspiration with you. I just think that deserves a special shout out. So go and check out Bumble Stitches. Another Flosstuber that she also owns an Etsy store, her name is Elaine, and her Flosstube and Etsy shop is Annabella's. And I will link it below. I've referenced her before from some things I've purchased from her, but I enjoy her Flosstube for a couple of reasons. One, I like to see what a shop owner likes to stitch. And she and I like to stitch a lot of the same things as well. But she also gives you a good insight of what it's like to have all these wonderful items to come into a shop. And she is so good about kitting things up and pairing them. She has fabric, she has paper crafts in her store, and she has, of course, all the cross stitch items that you need. So go and check out Annabella's Flosstube. She also has Instagram, and she has an Etsy store. I'll link it all below. Another Flosstuber that I have mentioned before, but it has been a long time, is she has fewer than 1,000 subscribers, and I just enjoy watching her. Her name is Danielle, and her Flosstube is called Lovin's Stitchin', and I will link it below because I know I'm not saying it right. But she lives probably about an hour and a half from me, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. Maybe one day I'll get to meet her. But she is a young mother, and she stitches just so many amazing, cute things for her home. She stitches, apparently she stitches pretty fast, and she has an amazing eye for finishing. She's so good at thrifting or finding things at the dollar store or Walmart, and the way that she finishes it, they just look amazing. So go and check out those 3 Flosstubers for me and tell them I said hello. So let's get into our giveaways. I'm gonna go through 5 giveaways right now for the 5,000 subscribers. And these are a combination of gifts that I've received from shops and from other viewers, and then some of them are from my stash. So let's do 5 giveaways right now. And I am hoping I'm pretty organized with these right now. So here we go. And let's do this. Okay. So number 1, I have been so anxiously awaiting to give this to y'all. Hang on, I made a mistake. I want to swap these 2 out. Yes, bear with me. Okay, I want to make sure I kind of have it evenly distributed for all of the segments of these giveaways. So, okay, so I have been anxiously awaiting to give y'all these project bags. Creative Carol Designs, she sent me 2 bags a few weeks ago to use as giveaways. And I wanted to keep these for the next milestone because I had already passed the 4,000 milestone. And so I am now at 5,000, so I want to give these to you. She sent 2 of these, but I have divided them up in the giveaways. So this is only, this number 1 is just for 1 bag. So from Creative Carol Designs, she has an Etsy store. She makes these amazing vinyl front project bags with fun fabrics, always has a full stocked Etsy store, and they have a little handle. So this is, let me take this off so you don't have to see it. This is number 1. So if you would like to be entered to win this, when we get to the end of the video, I will give you all a question to answer, and you will then insert the number of item, or the number corresponding with the item that you would like to be entered to win. You can enter to win all 15 items. That is totally fine. So this is number 1 from Creative Carol Designs. Number 2 is from a viewer. This is Elizabeth's Needlework Designs Antique Bird Sampler. And she thought that this would be so sweet for either for myself or to use as a giveaway because of all the bluebirds in there. And I think I've shown you this. And this down here is so cute with the Bumble, the beehive. That can even be its own little motif if you don't want to stitch the whole thing. So that's number 2. Number 3 is Nikki's Creations, House of Cooking. House of Cooking, number 3. And number 4 is a gift card to Annabella's Etsy store. That is number 4. This is for a $25 gift card for her shop. And number 5 in this segment is 32 count Prairie Grass Lugana. This is a fat 1/8. It's a Seraphim is the die lot. This is from a viewer. She sent this in to us, and this is the color. It's a beautiful color. Wonderful, natural, neutral color, has the serged edges. The modeling is beautiful, but this is 32 count Lugana Seraphim, Prairie Grass Lugana. And that's number 5. So those are the first 5 giveaways. All right. So let's move into some of my previous finishes. I pulled out some more fall finishes that I did in years past. And the first one I want to show you is my very first piece that I like to say I Priscilla-fied it. So I got the inspiration for this from Stitching with the Housewives, Priscilla and Chelsea. I've watched them from the beginning. I think they just celebrated their 4-year anniversary, which is just amazing to me to think that I've been watching them for that long. But this is one of the first pieces that I finished that was inspired by them. And this is a Prairie Schooler design. This is when, I believe, when witches go riding. I may be wrong on that. I'll correct it and put it at the bottom if that's not correct. But this is a Prairie Schooler design. I modified this one because I wanted it to fit in this 8x10 frame. This design has at the top and the bottom a border. At the top, I believe it has 2 moons. And at the bottom, I think it has cats, or it may be reversed. But I did not want to do the top and the bottom border. So I just stitched the middle piece. And this says, when witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers, 'tis near Halloween. And I just love this one. I did change it. I made her eye green. That's the only change I made. I made some of the pumpkins white. So what I did with this, and this frame you can still get at Hobby Lobby, and I'll show you, I have another finish today that I just did this week with this frame in a 5x7. So this is an 8x10 frame, and I took the glass out. With this particular frame, the glass was glued in, which I thought was odd, so I had to break the glass out. I did wrapped a piece of sticky board with some fabric, and then I stitched this on 32 count. This is a Vintage Country Mocha 32 count, and I stitched it 2/2. I used all the called for DNC threads and mounted it on sticky board, and then layered it with the fabric piece behind it. And then I made this bow, and this bow is just made from strip. I tore some fabric. There's some homespun in there, the coordinating fabric that I used for the backing, and some black rickrack. And then I had this garland kind of twine, Halloween twine that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I made the bow with that. And then I added this little, I don't know if you can see it, this little sequenced spider. And so what I love about this is because it has the stand on it, I can put it on my table I usually put this by my front door, and I have some little children that are dressed up in their Halloween costumes, and I put them by the frame with this twine kind of around it. So I make a little vignette with that. But I love to use frames with the stand. And this frame, because it has that black lacquer look, it looked classic but spooky as well. So I thought this was perfect for this Prairie Schooler design. So when witches go riding, and I did that one probably 3 years ago, maybe. Another piece that I have that is Priscilla inspired, and I'll tell you why, because Priscilla was with me when I finished this. This is a piece that I was a retreat piece, and I got the pattern in the mail before it was released to the public. She has now released this pattern, and you can buy it on her Etsy shop. It's one of her jar series, and I can't remember what this one's called, but I think it's Jar of Pumpkins or Jack-o'-lanterns. I'll put the name below too. But this was the first piece I stitched of hers on the black linen, and I really love it. This was before she had her Priscilla's Pretty Plaids too. So what we did is we got the stitched items or the supplies to stitch this in the mail before the retreat. We stitched it, finished it, and then when we went to the retreat, we learned how to finish it on this wooden pumpkin. My friend Kim Gavlik, who owns Stitch Etc., her company made this. And this is a wooden pumpkin that looks kind of like shiplap. And here's the back, and Priscilla signed it, and Chelsea. Priscilla and Chelsea both signed it. I just love it. I love that it has a lot of special meanings to me because I got to meet Priscilla and Chelsea, and I'm excited because I get to see them again at the end of September for another retreat with Kim with Stitch Etc. And I'm excited to have another Halloween design that I can finish with Priscilla's help. So what we did with this piece is she helped us with mounting it on sticky board. Now, because this is that black fabric, this was not the kind of black Monaco that Priscilla likes to use. At the time, that fabric was hard to find. So I'm not sure, it's 28 count, but it's a linen. So you can see the white sticky board through it if you get up too close. So I wish I'd put some batting or some black felt behind it to kind of hide the white and to give it a little bit of cushion, but I didn't. So this was mounted on sticky board. The homespun fabric, Priscilla taught us using a doll needle how to make the ruffle trim around it. And then we sandwiched that trim in between this plaid. And you can see that's like a Halloween plaid on a bias. And it's, it's white and black check with orange. And then she taught us how to make the bow with another layer bow, and then this velvet pumpkin. And I love this piece. This is so cute. Too much sweetness in one design and one finish. So those are my two previous finishes, and I'm glad I remembered to pull those out to show you. So let's go through some more giveaways. I'm gonna go through 5 more giveaways. Are y'all proud of me that I'm somewhat organized? I feel like I'm a little bit organized, but I say that and I'll probably mess it all up again. Okay, so number 6, are we ready? Number 6 is a $25 gift certificate to Stitch Etc. So Kim Gavlik generously gave us a $25 gift certificate. She makes wonderful wooden products. So the $25 gift certificate, I can put you in direct contact with her, and you can spend your $25 gift certificate with her. Do not believe that she's gonna make any more of these pumpkins, but she has other wonderful items in her inventory. So $25 gift certificate, number 6. Number 7 is a pattern. It's Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread, Where Liberty Dwells. That's number 7. Number 8 is actually 2 patterns from my stash. I love Homespun Elegance. Actually, you get 3 patterns. Look at me. I didn't even know that I had all these in here. And these have, Homespun Elegance has these wonderful little brass charms. So in one set you get spring eggs. You get spring eggs 4 spring eggs 4 and spring eggs 5, and these have these little charms. You also get Autumn Teenies 1 Simple Pleasures, so 3 autumn designs. So number 8 is 3 patterns from Homespun Elegance, and I'm gonna, just so I don't lose these, I'm gonna keep them all in the same bag. I love spring stitching. These are sweet little Easter eggs that you can stitch and have in a bowl or a basket. Well, those are kind of in there. All right, number 9 is another Creative Carol's project bag. Number 9. Thank you, Carol, for sending me those. And number 10 from my friend Jan, who used to be Jan Alexander. She's now married and has a different last name. I can't remember her new last name, but she's the sweetest. Tree of Life Samplings, Penny Treats. Penny Treats. That's a cute fall design. So that's number 10. Okay. So, who wants to see my whips? These are my whips that I have working right now. I did not get a lot of cross stitch rotation in. I stitched, but I didn't do a lot of different stitching. I think because I did some finishing, I did some quilting. I had that bad headache. I lost a couple of days with that. So I want to share with you my Tomato Tuesday. I am almost done with Counting is Hard, and hopefully by next Tuesday I will have it finished. So this is my current Tomato Tuesday stitch. This is by Luminous Fiber Arts. And every Tuesday, I like to focus on stitching something with a tomato theme in it. And this time around, I am doing Counting is Hard. And this is so sweet. You can finish it as a frame piece or a drum. Both are cute. I'm going to finish it as a frame piece. I really am eager to get some cross stitch items on my wall in my sewing room. My walls are blank, and I'm wanting some color on the walls. So here's my progress. I am stitching this on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, 32 count, and I'm using all the called for DMC floss, and I'm using 2 strands over 2. So, oh, I keep getting this DMC piece stuck on here. Okay, so I worked on this bobbin and this star, the word is, and I've started outlining the tomato. And I just love this. This is such a sweet piece. There is one notation in the pattern that I'm glad I read, because it's very unlike me to notice things like this. But Misty Purcell is the designer, and she commented that when you get to the needle right here, that the back stitching on the pattern, I can't show you the pattern, but the back stitching covers one of the stitches. So I didn't read that until after I'd stitched the needle, and I thought, well, that's weird. It's missing a stitch, which, you know, I just assumed it was me because I leave stitches out often. And so what it is one of these little X's, crosses, is hidden behind on the pattern the back stitch line for the thread. So if you're stitching this piece, just take note of that. The other thing I did that was I just got too excited. I thought, oh, this is wonderful. I get to just fill in white. And I did not realize that there is a hole, an empty space there for the bobbin hole. So I didn't do that, and I did not want to rip it out. That just frustrates me when I have to rip something out that's not necessary. I didn't feel like that was necessary. So Counting is Hard by Luminous Fiber Arts. So cute. Have y'all been following or noticing all of the Needlework Expo releases coming out? I am enjoying seeing what all of the designers have that's coming out. I watched Hello from Liz Matthews. She and Kathy Barrick, mother-daughter, they shared their releases for this fall Expo, which is this weekend. So if you have a favorite designer, go on their Instagram or their Facebook or their website or wherever you usually see their designs, or your favorite shop may have some Expo coming soon. I know Annabella's on Etsy has a Expo new releases. So if you want to order or place an order for Expo, you just have to do it before Saturday, because this weekend is when the shops and the designers do all of the ordering. So I know JBW Designs, Judy Whitman, she has, and her latest Flosstube, she has her new releases coming out. Of course, I want every one of them. I want all of Kathy Barrick's and all of Hello from Liz Matthews. It's very dangerous when you watch these videos and you go to their sites, because there are so many talented designers, of course, but there's so many wonderful designs coming out. It's like they keep getting better and better. And Tiny Modernist has some amazing things coming out. Of course, Plum Street Samplers, everybody has wonderful things coming out. So check out Annabella's site. That might be the easiest way to see all the Needlework Expo releases coming out. If you don't have time to get the pre-order in before the weekend, that's totally fine. Most shops will order extra. But just so you know, it's fun to see what's coming out for this fall. Okay. My next one that I've been working on is, speaking of JBW, is Plum Pudding. And this is in actually 2 books. So I have blended 2 of her designs. You know, I've been stitching a lot from this book, her Christmas Ornaments 2. This is a special edition book where she has several of her designs that are released like this in one booklet. So I had Plum Pudding in my stash. I've stitched it before as a gift, and now I want to stitch it for myself. It's also in this book. So the book has a different version than the leaflet. So the leaflet has the word plum pudding, and the icing is in white, and the plate is outlined in white. In the book, however, the plate is outlined in green, and the icing is in yellow. So here's what I had to do. I am stitching this on 32 count Sajur Sable linen. This is kind of a stiff, kind of like a raw flax fill linen, so it's great for finishing on. It's just a little stiffer for stitching on, but because it's a creamy color, the color is called sable, but because it's a creamy color, I decided to make the plate green. And I've stitched the cake part. Look at all those adorable motifs in that cake. I just love Judy's designs. Just so talented. But I am going to do the icing in white. I think the white will show up on this cream. And then I'm going to do the green and red. It's a holly berry and leaf on the top. I am not going to do the words because I've stitched some of these others from this book and I didn't do words on the bottom of them. So I am going to leave off Plum Pudding. So this is Plum Pudding. I am using, she called for the brown. You can use DMC or over dyed. This is Chestnut Weeks Dye Works. The brown is Chestnut. The green I am using is English Ivy from Classic Colorworks. The white is going to be just DMC white. And the red for the cherry or the berry on top, the holly berry, is going to be Ribbon Red because that's the same red that I've used in the other ornaments I've made from her. So this is a fun stitch. I might have to, after I finish this one, switch to Halloween because and stitch some of Judy's Halloween designs because I want to keep stitching Christmas, but I don't want to overlook some of the Halloween designs that are coming out. So that's my JBW design, Plum Pudding. And then my last whip from this week is my Quaker Christmas from Bygone Stitches. Quaker Christmas, Bygone Stitches. I know you all have heard about this one. I'll give my little update on it. I do have, like I said, I have the video from yesterday. I am doing this stitch along with Artie, the vintage stitcher. And a lot of people are joining us. And if you are stitching this, please post on my Facebook page or Artie's Facebook page your photos. Or if you use Instagram, post it on Instagram and use the hashtag Quaker Christmas SAL, so that when I go and insert photos of everyone's projects, I can find yours easier. Or tag me in it. That's another great way for me to see it. But here's my progress on a Quaker Christmas. And since I saw y'all last, I've been working on this big motif. And it's no joke. When I say counting is hard, counting is really hard on this one because you have to concentrate. But once you figure out the rhythm or the mathematical part of it, you know, I've started realizing, oh, it's 5 across, 5 down. And I started figuring out the braid, and it made it go a lot faster once I figured out that rhythm. But I am so excited. This one is going to be my focus piece for September, which I'm so glad it's almost the end of August. September starts next week. And I can't remember if it's Sampler September. This is going to be my focus piece for Sampler September. This and my Blackbird design, 'Tis the Season. I did not bring it to show you today because I haven't made any progress on it. But those are going to be my 2 big focuses for September, sampler September. So I am stitching this on 36 count cream Edinburgh. I am using 1 strand of floss over 2, and I'm using the called for Classic Colorworks. So many choices you can do with this. Some people are doing it in reverse. They're using red as their dominant color instead of the green. Some people are using monochromatic. They're just doing one color. Some are mixing it up and doing all different colors. I saw today on someone's Instagram, I'll try to insert it at the beginning. They used all sort of quartz colors. That's not a good word. Just really soft grayish brown colors, and it was really pretty. But I am using Balsam Fir as the green, Cupid as the red, and Yeo Gold as the gold. And there's my progress. So follow us along. If you haven't started it, you can start anytime you want. Some people are just now starting it. I've had a lot of you message me to say that you just received your pattern and that you're going to jump right in and get started. So join anytime. No rules apply. So those are my whips. I forgot to show you my finishes. I went from previous finishes right into giveaways. I got excited. Let me show you my finishes from this week. That's what happens when I don't read my notes more carefully. Okay, I only have 2 finishes this week, but I was pretty proud of myself. So here is, I showed you this October wordplay last week that I had finished. This is a Brenda Gervais. She has all 12 months. This is October. I started this several years ago, and I just finished. I found it in one of my project bags and finished it. I just love this little witch. You can sort of stitch just this one little corner and make a small. I mean, you can just, when you're looking at patterns, just look at little things little pieces you can pull out, either stitched for yourself or as companion pieces for something you're stitching or as a gift. So I love doing that. Now that I start looking for it, I just get excited when I see things like that. But this is October wordplay. This is the same black lacquer frame that I got at Hobby Lobby, from the 8x10 frame I showed you from the Prairie Schooler, but this is in 5x7. Some of these word plays, I don't finish them all the same way. Some of them I finished as pillows. Some I've done as frame pieces, but I prefer them as frame pieces, I think. So what I did is I mounted this on 2 layers of sticky board, one with the fabric and one with the stitch piece. This one I did do a layer of batting behind it to give it a little extra cushion. And then I used this wire ribbon I had in my stash and made a bow. And then I made a button. For the first time I ever made a button. And I am not going to lie. I thought it was going to be hard, and it was so easy. I like to watch Java Girl Stitches, and she did a wonderful tutorial of several videos ago. Again, I'll link it below for you. But she did a wonderful tutorial on how she finishes some things, and she uses Vanna's tutorial for bows, and so do I, but she showed how to use this little tool. This is called a craft cover button kit. I ripped the package, but because it comes like this. I just opened it yesterday, but this is what it looks like, and I got it at Joann's, and it comes with all of these little button, but all you do is trace on the outside of this ring over your fabric, cut the circle out, and that's it. All you do is you wrap it around this, you drop it in the, I'll show y'all sometimes. It was so easy. I should have brought fabric to do it today, and you just pop it in. I was so excited I figured it out. Well, there wasn't anything to figure out. It was easy peasy. And the directions are on the back. Easy to follow directions. I will definitely be doing this again because Priscilla does it. Java Girl does it. All these people are doing it. And it's like, where have I been? Where's this been in my life? So I made this button to go in the middle because I didn't want to do a lot of frou-frou stuff on it. I wanted to keep it a little simple because this frame, I really think, does so much for this piece. And it has the back stand. So this will be fun to decorate with this Halloween. So that was one finish I had this week. Another is from my Judy Whitman Christmas Ornament 2 book. I did the heart. Is that the one I did? The heart stocking. And I used my French General fabric. You all sent so many comments, and a lot of you were able to locate some of this French General fabric. So that's exciting. This one is how I finished it. I finished it in very similar fashion as the others. This one I made a few mistakes, but that's okay. I wish I had cut it in a little bit more, but this one has a lot of white space around it because it's not symmetrical. So I could have either cut it into a shape of a stocking, but I wanted to keep it all the same. So here are the 3 that I've made so far. This one I used for the back, the Joy Noel. I fussy cut the backs so that they have one of these motifs showed off in the back. So here's the ice skate I showed y'all a few weeks ago. And then here is the snow globe. So here is the stocking. And this has little heart motifs on it in reverse. So, or negative, whatever you say. I did the bow at the top. This same bow I used for this one. This one has the little ice skate charm. I wish I had more of those charms to go, different designs on it. And then I did a green button on the back of this one. So 3 of these ready to go this Christmas. So thank you, Judy. Wonderful, wonderful designs and patterns. I love them. So those are my finishes. Let me show you my quilt squares. I know I showed y'all a stack of them. I made a few more. Here are all of my kitty corn squares. And then I wanted to show y'all the process on this. I have a stack, and I'm not going to pull over the whole stack, but what I do is I do them all in sections. I get a stack of them. I get my 3 strips of fabric and I get them ready to go. I make the stack, take them all to my sewing machine, sew them all, iron them all, then do the next round. So it's sort of like an assembly line for me. But when I say that I use batting squares, these are the pre-cut 10-inch batting squares, and you can get them from Fat Quarter Shop. And this is how they look when they come in. These are 10 by 10. Wonderful, wonderful time saver to have these pre-cut squares. So these are the diagonal strip Quilt As You Go blocks that I'm making. And the next quilt that I do, I am going to not do them in a diagonal strip, but in straight across. And then I can change them up. But it's the same method. It's the Quilt As You Go method. So a lot of fun. I'm having a good time with it. I think I'm getting close to the end, my 3rd jelly roll, getting close to being finished with it. So we should be close to almost a finish on that one. So those are all of my quilt squares. Let's see, I have to look at my notes. We went through our haul. I do not have haul. Again, when you're sick, I guess you just don't do a lot of shopping, but I did get some gifts, and I do have one haul that I forgot to show you a few weeks ago. But first, let me show you a gift I got in the mail. This is from my friend Patience, and she had borrowed my piece Rose from Blackbird Design. She asked if she could borrow it, and I said, of course. So she stitched this in less than a week and sent it right back to me. And not only did she send it back to me, she sent me back wonderful things with it. She sent me a beautiful card she sent me this wonderful lace. I had sent her, I'm so embarrassed. I sent her all the DMC floss, but I just had them still, you know, I pulled from the bobbin. She sent them back in beautiful little tags and she braided them. And I just threw them in a bag or an envelope and sent it to her. So she sent them back on these little bobbins. So cute. She sent me some red thread. I am so excited about this, Patience. Thank you so much. She sent me color and cotton fabric. This is Wedgwood, which is a Joblin 28 count. I have always wanted to stitch on color and cotton fabric. I have never had any before, and this is beautiful. Thank you. I'm so excited about this one. And then she sent me some other little goodies, a little hoop, a fabric pin, just a really sweet gift. Thank you so much for sending that my way. And then I got 2 cards in the mail. One is from Peggy. She was a previous winner, and she sent me a wonderful card and a generous donation for postage, to take care of postage. That is not necessary. I love sending y'all gifts in the mail, and I do that because as a Flosstube subscriber, I enjoy participating in that, and I wanted to give back to you all. But I really do appreciate the thought, and thank you so much for sending that my way, Peggy. And another one I got is from Eva. She sent me, and this one is a glittery card, just the sweetest card. Oops. And she as well sent me a donation to help cover some of the postage. So ladies, thank you so much. That was very, very kind and generous of you. One haul that I forgot to share with y'all a few weeks ago is a basket I got to hold all of my project bags. So there's a company, and it's called 1803 Ohio Farm Baskets. 1803 Ohio Farm Baskets. And they make these amazing hand-woven, handmade, beautiful baskets. All different kinds, all different shapes, all different sizes. But I wanted something to hold my project bags by my chair. And this one, how perfect is it? It has a tomato. And this is like a little chalkboard paint wood, and it says stitching. And it is this big basket, and it's very sturdy, and it's very nicely made. So I will put their website below. They have an Instagram page, but an actual website too. And it's 1803 Ohio Farm Baskets. So that brings me to the end of my haul, the end of my gifts. And now we're gonna do the last 5 giveaways, and then I'm gonna do the giveaways from last week. So here are the last 5 giveaways. Number 11. This is a Summer House Stitchworks kit. And I'm gonna pull it out because I want you to see all the goodies in here. This is a kit that has everything you need to stitch this needle book, sorry. And you can see here, that's what it looks on the inside. So this is the design, and here's what it looks on the inside. The pattern's on the back of this, and it tells you everything about this piece. You get the 32 count linen. Look how beautiful that linen is. 32 count linen. Classic Colorworks barn door. And inside this little piece is the fabric and the wool, or the wool needed to make the booklet. So this is number 11, and it is a Summer House Stitchworks kit. So number 11. Number 12 is Plum Street Samplers Tomato Dame. Number 13 is another kit. This is Scary One, bowl full of scaries, Scary One. This has the chenille trim and the floss. It does not have the fabric. Number 14 is A Primitive Christmas by Shakespeare's Peddler. This is so cute. And you can even finish it on top of a box. So many cute ideas in this one. And number 15, the last giveaway for our 5,000 subscribers episode, 2 of JBW's Halloween designs. This one is Halloween Ornaments 1. And this one is Witch's Hat. So those are the 2 for number 15. So those are all of the giveaways, all 15. I hope you wrote them all down. And now it's time to give out the names of who won last week's. Oh, before I forget, my good friend that I met on Instagram, she and I did Summer at Cherry Hill together, the Brenda Gervais Stitch Along Summer at Cherry Hill. Yoke is her name. And I will link her Instagram below, but she reached out to me several months ago and asked if I wanted to do a floral motif sampler from the Scarlet House Stitch Along. And I bought the pattern. I was like, that sounds amazing. I would love to do that, because Brenda from Brenda and the Serial Starter had showed hers, and she just recently got it back from the framers. And so Yoke messaged me the other day and said, hey, do you still want to do that? September's coming up, and I completely forgot. So I do not have my supplies or anything. And then I started thinking, I really have a lot on my plate right now. This may be something that I'll start in October, but she is going to start hers in September. So I will put her Instagram below, and she is, if you're wanting to join her in her stitch along, this will be so much fun to stitch. So again, I'll put her Instagram below. I may join y'all in October or November, but I just have too many whips right now. And I have to tell you, that shows a lot of constraint for me, because I am very tempted to start this, but I can't. So I wanted to let you know about that. Okay, here are our giveaways for this week. Last week. Here are the winners from this week. And before I forget, okay, for the 15 that I'm giving away today, I would like for you to shout out your favorite floss tuber, other than me. No, I'm kidding. But who do you like to watch? Because there are so many floss tubers out there, and I know we do shop shout outs. And I really think it's just as important for us to do floss tube shout outs. So even if it's yourself and you are a floss tuber, don't be shy. Let us know about you. Comment below. And then I encourage all of you who are looking for new floss tubers, or floss tubers that are new to you, read through the comments. You never know. You may find someone that you will enjoy watching. So that is your question to answer this week. Tell me a number that you're interested in winning. Again, you can do all 15. No one's judging you. I would enter for all 15. And be a subscriber, like the video, answer the question, be 18 or older. And when I announce the winner next Thursday, you have 1 week to respond to me, or by the time I film the next episode. So 1 week to get me your address and your name. So for last week's giveaway. In last week's giveaway, I asked you, I don't remember, I did 2 episodes. I think I asked you, what is your favorite Christmas stitch that you're working on right now? I think that was the question. So I read all the answers, all the comments. I try to comment on every one of them. Thank you so much for all of you who did leave a comment. That is wonderful, and I appreciate you taking the time. So here we go. Number 1 was Prairie Schooler, The Needle's Eye. This goes to Bridget Harrison. Number 2 is Priscilla's Pocket. This goes to Lucinda Fino. Her name on YouTube is Robert Fino, but she signed it Lucinda. So Lucinda, number 2. Number 3 was the Just Cross Stitch magazine. This goes to Wendy Fossa, F-O-S-S-A, Wendy. Number 4 is Hare's Halloween from Plum Street Sampler. This goes to Betty Ross. And number 5 is Dollhouse by Bright Needle. This goes to Diane Lemon. So everyone, please get back in touch with me before next Thursday, and I will get these out to you as soon as possible. I just can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for tuning into me every week, for giving me so much encouragement and support. And hopefully I am giving you some inspiration to finish your projects and not worrying about things being perfect or taking that element of stress out of your finishing. So do not hesitate to email me or comment below with questions or email me with questions. That's what I'm here for. So until I see you next week, thank you so much and happy stitching, and stay cool and safe and healthy. Thank you.